Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the DC Club Infinite Earth's Rocket Red. The armored battlesuit-wearing Russian soldiers, named the Rocket Reds, comes to the DC Universe Classics line as one of the oversized figures in the new DC Club Infinite Earths. The figure comes in the new window box packaging, complete with the Signature Collection logo up at top and the character's name down below. Both the side and the back of the box gives us some really cool artwork of the figure within, along with a short bio about the Rocket Red character. Now, this version of the Rocket Red is based on the design by Jeff Johns. He is sporting a red and white outfit, complete with a white armor piece that is made of a softer, pliable plastic that sits over the torso. You can see right there on the front, it does have the number 01, along with the red star. And the paint job on it is pretty nice. It actually kind of has a pearlized white going on the armor piece there, and the boots and the gauntlets as well. So they kind of have a bit of a shine to them, which look really nice. Now, the red of his armor underneath is a pretty solid red, but it is bright, and it does have a bit of a black wash or a shading on there to help bring out some of the details. Now, I think one of the biggest criticisms about this figure is that for the particular design that was used, he is a little too big. He's a bit out of scale, and this figure is huge. He actually utilizes some of the collect and connect bodies that have already been used before, so that means he stands approximately 10 inches tall. You can see him standing with some of the standard 6-inch scale figures, just so you can see how big he is in comparison. Now, since the figure does utilize the collect and connect bodies, yes, he does come apart just like a collect and connect figure. But I don't think anybody was really expecting anything otherwise. So you can pop the legs off, the torso off, the head off, and the arms most likely come off too, but they are very solidly locked in on mine, so after a little bit of tugging, I stopped trying to actually pull them off. But as you can see, because of the reuse of the collect and connect parts, it is possible to pull the figure apart. Now, one of the downfalls of this is that he does seem to have some very loose articulation, specifically in the legs. It's about the part where the legs split outwards and move forwards and backwards. It's very loose on my figure, and it is very easy to pop the legs out of socket. Now, aside from that, the articulation is still pretty standard. So the head is able to move left and right and slightly up and down. You have ball joint like shoulders there, so they can rotate around. However, the rubbery shoulder pads, while they are soft and do allow for some movement, they do block them just a little bit. You have a swivel at the bicep, a single joint in the elbow. You got a twist at the wrist. The torso does have a bend, and you can swivel the waist. The legs do move outwards, forwards, backwards. You have a swivel on the thigh, a single joint at the knee, and then a single joint at the ankle. One of the other pieces on here that I kind of wish would move are the weapons that he has strapped to his wrists. They are kind of at the corner of his wrists, so when you turn his hands or anything like that, they do look like they're kind of on the side of his forearms instead of on the top of his forearms. So I kind of wish you had the ability to twist those around as well. Rocket Red has been one of the figures, after it was announced, that kind of received a lukewarm response. I think it's mostly because of the design that was chosen for him and his large scale that doesn't seem to match that design. The figure is still a nicely done figure, though. The paint job is pretty nice, the articulation is good, barring a few of the loose joints on the legs there. I would say this would be a cool figure for army building if you really wanted to buy a bunch of them, but the fact that they're so oversized, and note the 01 on his armor, that might deter fans from wanting to buy multiples for the army building reason. If we're going to have an army of them, we're going to want different numbers, not just the 01. Now, Rocket Red is set for release in July 2012 on MattyCollector.com and is part of the Club Infinite Earth subscription. Until next time,